Um, I've always been a reticent salesman, I have to admit, but I have become comfortable with saying that my product or service is great, and I'm fairly comfortable saying that my people are brilliant. However, some of my role I am effectively selling myself, and I find it very uncomfortable saying that I'm anything above average. I don't know whether that's a stereotypical British thing, but I was just hoping for some nugget of wisdom that reframe that in my mind. I'll suddenly feel comfortable saying how brilliant I am as well.
That's interesting. Is that a fear thing or is that a Britishism? A little bit.
Lawrence, you're brilliant. Just don't phone me and I'll tell them.
Well, that's it. It's always easier to blow someone else's trumpet. And I've entered into that sort of relationship with several associates where I will sing their praises, and I know that they'll do the same back. But when faced with having to say something about myself, I feel very, very uncomfortable doing that.
That may be a little more expressed as a Brit than as a Yank. I can believe that, but I think you had submitted that question earlier, and it raised two things came to mind. One was an observation about humility, which is as soon as you think you've got it, you've lost it. And the other was a quote from Golda Meir, who said, "Don't bother being humble. You're not that great." I think that I'm often off-put by people who are really good at self-promotion. They're comfortable with it, and they're constantly tooting their own horn. That to me is really not very appealing or attractive. And I think if you have testimonials and you put them on your website, or if you have a quote that you could include in an email where somebody talked about, the guys at Factory were great, and Lawrence really helped out in this regard. He's great to do, or I think that I don't think that's overreaching, but to say 100% of my clients think I'm great, let's just
Lawrence, do you do that? Do you use testimonials that specifically reference you and then promote that, or use that in your marketing or communication?
Not really, but that's largely because I've got very little marketing and communication out there. So yeah, it's I find it easier to talk about what other people have said. So yeah, there is one big project in my history that people used to refer to me as the person in charge of actually getting done, and I reference that, and I feel okay about it because I'm really just repeating what someone else said. So if you like, I guess that is a spoken testimonial. That feels better.
Well, and the fact that you said you don't do a lot of marketing outreach, I think the key, and Sarah, I'm sure you've had experience with this with the work that you do, but consistency, just putting something, you don't have to flood the market.
Once a week. Yeah, once a...
I think, even a couple times a month, if you're putting something out that's worthwhile, ran into this in a recent deal, and here's what we did. People won't form their own opinions about you. You don't have to give them, how great you are. Yeah. I think they'll figure that out if you're truly contributing value to the conversation.
Yeah.
Kind of bread on the water.